our top 10 running back rankings. Can we get that going real quick? Because we supposed to have been talked running backs. We supposed to been got that out the way, and I keep forgetting to get it done. So I think that's why we had it up here first.
Who the hell is this on the cover?
Bro, I actually don't. Is that Saquon? No, that can't be Saquon.
It might be.
It might be. Saquon's
They
face
got the
with
edit.
with the jersey edit. It low key. Because otherwise, who you? Yeah, because that's Philly, and that's a 26 on it. Yeah,
That's probably him.
gotta be. All right. Shout out to Saquon then, man. All right, so let's get this going.
I'm not
then,
used
baby.
to seeing him in an Eagles helmet.
It is kind of crazy. But either way, does he make your list is the real question.
We'll see.
All right. So go ahead and spark that thing off then, man. You better hit us 10-1. You drop yours, talk about it, and I come back 10-1, drop mine, talk about it.
Yeah, I just want to go back to 828 Styles' take
Uh-oh.
that he said earlier about...
Hold on. Do we need to, with all due respect, is it with all due respect or you solid?
No, I just think it was a good take. How he was like,
respect.
so many running backs out here are just getting 1,000 yards don't hit the same because it's like 58 yards per game.
Yeah.
And if you look at running backs in the NFL in today's day and age, like, bro, it does feel like they're a dime a dozen. Like, of just being a good running back, like a really good running back. Because outside of this, like, top 4 or 5, I'm looking at about... Let me do the count real quick here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is. I'm probably looking at close to 20 names.
Okay.
That are top 10 running backs.
Okay, I'm listening.
Which is insane to me. Like, absolutely. Like, I think that's how many quality running backs there are out there right now.
Okay.
But it's tough because, yeah, like where do you put them on this list? Like, how do you grade all? Like,
I'm ready to hear these quality backs, man.
oh, there's a ton of them.
I'm ready.
Well,
I'm listening.
Yeah, let me do my list, and then I'll talk about names that you could probably legitimately put in the top 10 when we're all said and done. Okay, I'll go 10-1. Jaylen Warren 10. I wasn't not gonna have Jaylen Warren on my list.
Okay.
He's a dog. We know how good he is. Get 30 the ball more.
Okay.
At 9, Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
At 8, Breece Hall.
Mm-hmm.
I actually probably could bump him up another spot or two. I think he's that legit, but he's been banged up a little bit. At 7, Najee Harris.
Okay.
At 6, and I don't feel good about this one, but I think he's going to do good with his new team, Josh Jacobs.
Okay. Shout out to Josh. Heck yeah.
At 5, I didn't know where to put this guy, but I feel like he needs to be in this top 10. It's Nick Chubb.
Okay.
Coming off of that brutal injury.
Yeah, it was kind of bad. Kind of bad.
You look at everything he has done up to that injury, and, I mean, it's
Nick Chubb, man.
Yeah,
Everybody
you're
knows
talking
Nick
about
Chubb,
him
bro.
in, top 2 or top 3 conversation. At 4, I'm going to go Saquon Barkley. And at 2, Derrick Henry.
Okay. I was like, where is he on the list? Okay.
I don't want to include him, but it is Derrick Henry.
Okay.
And then number 1, Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
And I guess, you know what? After I go through this top 10, like, why A2A style point I think is really good, and why I said what I said even before I listed off all these names is that you have a Saquon Barkley, who I'm considering number 3 on my list.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of names that I left off here that had much better seasons than him last year, much more productive seasons.
Okay.
So it's just like the RB. It's just it's a weird position. It's very, very like interchangeable, and
That is facts,
a
bro.
lot of it's based off opportunity, what your offense looks like around you. So here's the other names, and actually there's a name I left off my top 10, but I don't really feel bad that I left him off the top 10 just because he was complaining about a contract and he hasn't been as available these last 2 years. But James Conner, you could throw in there.
Shout out to James Conner,
Dude,
man.
I mean, his last couple of years with Arizona,
I'm
and even
with you,
last
bro.
year he had over
I'm with
1,000
you, man.
yards. You could put him in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
James Cook, Jahmyr Gibbs, DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery, Raheem Mostert, Travis Etienne, Joe Mixon, Isaiah Pacheco, Tony Pollard, Jonathan Taylor. That's the guy I was talking about. He probably should be in the top 10, but nah, I'm good. I'd rather have Jaylen Warren. Gus Edwards, no, I wouldn't put him in the top 10. He's just the name I wrote down.
Okay.
Kenneth Walker, A-Chain, Alvin Kamara. If you got a little bit more of a leaning towards nostalgia there,
Okay.
think you still got it. Austin Eckler, like I feel like you can make a case for a bunch of those dudes if you really wanted to.
Okay.
There's just a lot of good running backs, man.
I'm with you.
But that's my list.
I like it. I like it. Good, quality, great. Top 10. I feel like running back no different than quarterback right now, man. We got a finite amount of elite quarterbacks, and everybody else is good but gets talked about on a higher level because of the position. I do think for me, man, I don't have 20 names that I look at as top 10, man. I got 10 and 3 that I kind of flirt with just based off of, where I'm kind of projecting. At 10 for me, though, I go with Jonathan Taylor. When healthy, this dude balls out. Has he returned to that 1,700-yard season? Not yet. But I don't think that it's impossible for him to get back to it, and I've already seen him do that as well, man. And he's still a good age, not old. Number 9, man, for me, Bijan Robinson. We got Bijan. He got Bijan.
I forgot about that.
Come on, bro. That's still
I
my
legit
favorite
forgot
thing.
about that.
That is my absolute favorite thing whenever I say Bijan. I always think of you, man.
I should have drafted a lineman.
But Bijan, man, we know that's Mr. Electric in the open field as a rookie, man. We still, I wouldn't say dominant, but showed what glimpses of what he is capable of, man. And I think with him, man, we're going to see how much more consistent he can be, but he's going through a change. New head coach, new quarterbacks, new system. So we'll see how that plays out for him. But this is a dude that could run that rock, and more importantly, man, he catches that ball at the backfield. He is a nightmare to deal with in space. At number 8, I go with the 1,000-yard rusher, Pro Bowl as a rookie, James Cook. I ain't tripping. I get it. Number 7.
You sure he made a Pro Bowl as a rookie?
Yeah.
Was that for special
He
teams?
was alternate. He was like third or fourth.
As a rookie?
He was
last year was his second year, right?
Oh no, excuse me on that. Correct.
Okay.
Second year. Excuse me.
I didn't know if he was
second year.
like
Second
a
year
kick
he made the Pro
returner or
Bowl.
something.
No. Good call. I tripped out. Second year Pro Bowl, 1,000-yard season also.
I just couldn't find a spot for him on my list.
It's all good, man. I know you like you like to project. You're more of a projection guy. I'm more of a just let me see what you've already done guy.
No, I like my list. I like my list.
I told you like projection. I
got a lot of proven guys on my list.
It's funny. You start your list at 10 with Jalen Warren. I don't say anything. I talk about a proven back that's actually a Pro Bowler, and you ready to stop the whole conversation.
I'm not stopping it.
They say a hurt dog will holler. That's what they say, though. All right,
we just need to get Jalen Warren the ball more.
They say a hurt dog will holler. That is what I've heard. They say, bro, they gonna fight for what they love. They gonna fight for what they feel. Regardless of if it's accurate or not, they gonna fight for it. So I'm with you, bro. I don't want no problems, man. James Cook, number 8 on my list, all right? Then at number 7 on my list, I got Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs. This is a dude that has led the league in rushing. When he's healthy, man, he's a consistent 1,000-yard back. And, yeah, he's going to a potentially better situation. We will see for him, though. But
that should be way better for him.
That's what I'm saying. I think it should
Jordan
be.
Love.
It should be a lot better for him, man. Raiders. I just wasn't sure in terms of the workload. Does it change, though?
Yeah, I don't know. Do they still have Dylan there?
I feel like they do. And they still it was Dylan and the other boy was still there, I thought.
They're paying him. They'll make sure he's the lead guy.
No, lead guy, yes. But think about Josh when he's been with Vegas. It wasn't a ton of him splitting. I think there was 1 year when they brought in Drake, King and Drake. But outside of that, it's pretty much been him. So I just think in Green Bay, I don't know, does that usage mean his numbers are going to be a little bit less?
Yeah.
At number 6, man, I got Najee. We could talk about it being boring. We could talk about it not being explosive. We could talk about all these negatives. But at the end of the day, the consistency, the availability, the durability, the ball security, all of these things along with the outside variables that he can't control. O-line, quarterback play, coordinators, everything in between that thing, man. His production still is there. So that's why I have him at 6. At number 5, y'all might want to fight me, but it's all love. I got Travis Etienne, okay?
Oh,
Y'all
man.
know how I feel about him. And he's coming off of a fire season again.
Dude.
I'm trying to tell you something, all right? I don't care what y'all say. Y'all are not going to ever get me to change that one, all right?
On, man.
So, yes, I got Travis Etienne at number 5.
Wait,
Right.
You're ripping on me for
You
having...
got James Cook. I mean, not James Cook. You have Jalen Warren in your top 10, right?
Yeah, I'm
are we going to compare? Are we going to compare Jalen Warren to Travis Etienne? Are we going to do that, man? I know we're not about to do that.
Hey, Jalen Warren's way more efficient when he gets the ball.
I know we're not about to do that.
Efficient.
I know we're not about to do that. I know we're not doing this, bro. We're not.
No. I was gonna say
I was about to say we're not doing this, right?
On my list of names that like I felt like you could throw in the top 10, potential like a James Conner and Jahmyr Gibbs, DeAndre Swift, and all. And you got Etienne's one of those names. You got him at 5.
I'm listening to your reasoning for James Conner, and I'm going to tell you my reason for Travis Etienne. But
I don't even have Conner in my top 10.
So you threw that name up there. I'm trying to figure out how those names deal with Etienne because I'm listening to you name names. I'm listening to your case.
Conner's been balling out last 2 or 3.
I'm listening to your case.
Look at the touchdowns. Look at the yards.
You're looking at stats. That's fine. I'm talking about actual impact. I'm talking about when he puts that ball in his hand, when he's on that football field.
I don't know. I mean, would he have less than 4 yards of carry? People rip on Najee for that,
too. So
the
same way earlier when my man said, yo, anybody can get 1,000-yard rush. And I said, yeah. You were like, yeah, man, you could just put this back right there. He'll get 60 yards, right? And then I made the rebuttal of, yeah, if I'm not caring about this back, give him the ball. He can get whatever he wants. I'm worried about stopping these guys that actually hurt us. Travis Etienne, they're worried about actually stopping him because he's the one that actually keeps that offense going because Trevor Lawrence be up and down. And he still produces as a runner and as a receiver out the backfield. Not just eyeball test, not just impact, but the numbers reflected as well. So we could talk all these other dudes, but that's the one where I'm just like, if you can prove all of that with them dudes, sure. I just don't see that with the other dudes you about to bring up.
I mean, I guess you could argue impact one
Fair.
way.
Right.
It's such a gray area. But what I'm talking about is all those other running backs, like Mostert, 18 touchdowns last year, over 1,000 yards.
18 touchdowns. I'm happy for.
Joe Mixon had over 1,000. Jahmyr Gibbs did really good.
So why they ain't on your list then?
No, they're not on my list. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to figure out why they ain't on your list.
No, they're not.
If you think they're
I'm going back to A2A Styles' point that like there's so many good running backs here.
But I'm asking you though.
After the top 5,
so good, why don't you put them on your list?
No, my point is this: like after the top 5, it's like a lot of these dudes are interchangeable from like the 6 to 10 spot.
But that's how you view them. And I'm asking you what makes them interchangeable to you because I personally don't see them as interchangeable. That's why I don't hear this. Oh yeah, I can put that guy versus that guy. It's like, nah, I like this. When I think of Mostert, I think of Miami. I think of, bro, do you know how hard it is to play defense against Miami to stop the run when you got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? You're not worried about this daggone running game. You're saying, bro, I would much rather you beat me running the football than me let Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, who were the number 1 receiver in receiving yards and the number 5 receiver in receiving yards, torch me all day.
Yeah, he's still doing something.
So what are we saying,
though.
man?
He's still doing something.
You had Devin A-Chain down there as well, right? Or Devon A-Chain down there as well. You noticed the theme, right? Because if I have to pick my poison, which one can kill me? If you're stopping the Miami Dolphins on offense, are you worried about Raheem Mostert or are you worried about Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? You tell me that way. If you pick it, which one you gonna start your plan with? Are you playing cover 3, put that safety in the box so I can stop this run, and we isolate on the outside? Or am I staying too high and making sure that them dudes can't kill me, but I'm gonna be light against that run though?
Yeah, it depends on where you're at on the field, but
okay. But as a whole, that's how you stop the Dolphins. You're not playing the Dolphins and letting them, oh man, we gotta stop here and stop the run. Nah, because you know what them dudes can do with the football on the outside. That's my only thing in terms of why I don't have them Miami running backs on my list. Because I've seen them. I see them twice a year we watch them. I'm like, bro, I know what this is. They still dope players, but I just think that they benefit largely from that. I think if Najee had that, I think he would ball too.
Yeah. I don't know if he fits that system.
I think he would ball in that system too. I think he would ball in that system.
I think that's kind of my point. I think a lot of these running backs would.
So when I see the running backs that don't have that, that's why I rate them higher.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I got that's why you got your 4 or 5 there with McCaffrey, Henry, Saquon, Nick Chubb. Like those guys are different. Everyone else, seems like you just get them in the right system, they're going to produce because there's a lot of talented guys.
So let me finish my top 5 real quick. All right, at number 4, I got Nick Chubb. At number 3, Derrick Henry. At number 2, Saquon. And then at number 1, Christian McCaffrey. There we go. I love it how, man, you don't even be letting me get my list off before you got it. It's like, hey, bro, I like what I like, man.
Yeah, I guess Etienne was the big difference then. Yeah, because, I mean, we got Najee around 6, 7. I have Breece Hall in the mix. You don't have Breece Hall. I got Bajan on there. Yeah, everything else, I mean, I got Jalen Warren. I just wasn't going to have a top 10 without Jalen Warren in it. Nah. Probably, yeah, I think Jonathan Taylor, that would be the guy I would replace Jalen Warren with if you're going to just go off more production, what they did in the past and everything. But I really like Jalen Warren, man. I really like him. I mean,
respect
he's a dog. I get to see him every game, and he's awesome. I mean, part of me wanted to put him above Najee Harris, but I got to give Najee the respect for the 3 1,000-yard seasons. And I think Breece Hall is that good. I mean, if anything,
Breece Hall was nice, bro. He got hurt. He was nice.
Yeah, he got hurt in his rookie year, and then Aaron Rodgers went down last year. But for him to almost put up 1,000 yards last year, obviously he's pretty good in the receiving game. Yeah. Like, I think he's really legit, and I think he'll prove that this year.
Nah, he is legit. I like him.
Like, he's able to produce with an inept offense around him.
Facts. Shoot, honorable mention, man.
And Bijan Robinson kind of did that too last year with the Falcons.
Absolutely.
Still put up almost 1,000. What do you have, like 400 or 500 receiving?
That's why I got him on my list. Absolutely.
He should be better with your guy Kirk down there too this year.
My only honorable mentions that I had, Kenneth Walker, big fan. Kyron Williams, love what he was doing last year. And out of, just for the giggles of it, Raheem Mostert as well. So there we go.
Yeah, you look at Swift and Gibbs and all these dudes. Like, it's just crazy. Because, like, Swift was an afterthought with the Lions. He goes over to the Eagles. Balls out. Gibbs, no one thought he should have been the Lions draft pick. Everyone's like, oh, you reached on him and everything. Dave Montgomery, like, I don't think anyone was stressing about the Bears losing him. Like, these dudes, it's just pretty crazy. You get in the right system. You get around a good OC. You got a good quarterback and stuff. And Isaiah Pacheco, 7th-round pick. He's with Mahomes.
So why he ain't on your list?
Been 1,000-yard run. No, I'm just saying, like, if there's a player out there, if there's a person out there that like really loves Pacheco's running style and just like, man, he's like that steady force for the Chiefs and the run game and everything. He's good in the playoffs. He'll step up. Like, I think you can make a case throwing him in that top 10.
Shout out to List. That's what makes List beautiful because it's subjective. You're right.
I'm not.
Everybody's right.
No,
it's subjective.
I'm not putting Pacheco in the top 10, but it's just like there's a lot of dudes here, man, that are putting up over 1,000 yards, close to 1,000 yards, and yeah, a lot of talent. A lot of talent at the running back position. It's a shame these dudes don't get paid like they should, but if anything, I just think seeing how there are dudes that you could rank like 20th or like 22nd, they're still getting 1,000 yards.
No, respect. It's just crazy hearing how you talk about 1,000 yards and running backs, and you'll like speak very highly of these dudes from a statistical standpoint. But then when we talk quarterbacks, it's a completely different metric. It's a completely different conversation. It's a completely different thought process.
I think it's a different position,
bro.
Too.
What? So why is it this is so heavily weighted on stats? Whereas the quarterbacks will like pick and choose which ones you want to praise for their numbers and which ones you'll just give a pass on because of what they did a while ago.
It is a different position. I mean, they're touching the ball every time. They're the leaders of the offense. Like, everything goes through them. Like, it's just, I mean, that's why they get paid the way they do, too.
Okay.
Whereas, like, as I said, with DeAndre Swift, Lions, bust of a draft pick. Okay. He goes over to the Eagles. Good. Really good.
But not top 10 good to you, though.
I wouldn't put him there. I mean, do it a couple more seasons. Yeah, well, I wouldn't put him there. I could see someone make an argument for it, though.
Who had the better season between him and Jalen Warren to you?
Like, I wouldn't be stressing if DeAndre Swift. I'm not even going to front about that, but we got to get Jalen Warren the ball more. I see what he does when he gets the ball. I get Jalen Warren's the reach of my top 10, but I wasn't going to do a top 10 without him.
I ain't tripping.
I think he's that good. He's really that good.
It's your list. It's your list, man. You don't.
I see what
your list is not
happens
wrong,
when he
bro.
gets the ball.
Yeah.
Throwing the blocking too. Dogging him.
Yeah.